Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel Learning and Sharing. In today's video, we are going to discuss some terms, words or terminology which has been used in everyday science in our daily lives. These words are terms though look similar or same meaning because we assume they have a same meaning, but in reality they have a different meaning or they are different from each other, and mostly we are being using them simultaneously and interchangeably. Such words like precipitation and rainfall, ice and the snow, rat and the mouse, lava and the magma, mountain and the hill, dietitian and the nutrition. So there could be lots of words which sometimes create confusions. So in today's today's video, we will discuss them in details. So don't go away, stay with me. This is going to be very interesting. So let's go into the details of these words. So yes, here comes the detail of these terms and the words. So we start from the magma and the lava. Both magma and the lava are the basic terms used in the geography when we talk about the geological processes going on inside the surface of Earth, or the rock formation, or you can say the mountain formation or the landform formation. So what does mean by the magma? The magma is molten material which present beneath the surface of Earth. तो वो जो चीज जो जमीन के अंदर रह जाए, which is try to come to reach the surface of Earth but could not reach the surface of Earth, we call it the magma. और वो चीज the molten hot material which reach the surface of Earth, we call it lava. तो magma और lava में क्या फर्क है कि magma both are the hot molten material, so magma could not reach the surface of Earth but it remained inside the Earth, while the lava it reach the surface of Earth, और जमीन के वो ऊपर पहुंच जाती है. Temperature, you can see the magma is slightly hotter while the temperature lava is higher than the word magma has its origin from the ancient Greek. So the word magma comes from Greek language, while the lava comes from the Italian language. So lava has the property of cooling much quicker than the magma because lava reaches the surface of Earth, so that's why it quickly cooled down, while the magma could not cool down quickly because of the inside temperature. तो यहाँ पे क्या कह रहा है, मैग्मा और लावा में क्या फर्क है? जो चीज जमीन के अंदर रह जाए उसको मैग्मा कहते हैं, और वही हार्ड मोल्टन मटेरियल जो जमीन के ऊपर पहुंच जाए हम उसको लावा कहते हैं. We have other terms, epidemic and pandemic. So you might be well aware of these two terms because nowadays the world is going on through a very deadly disease. Virus is called COVID-19. So an epidemic is defined as an outbreak of a disease that occurs over a wide geographical area and affects an exceptionally high portion of population. While pandemic is a worldwide spread of new disease, a pandemic is a larger version of epidemic. So the same thing is a form of disease which quickly spread down, जो फैल जाती है जल्दी में, मगर एपिडेमिक जो है, एपिडेमिक उसका जो दायरा है, जो उसका बॉर्डर्स हैं या उसकी जो एरिया है, शॉर्टर देन दी पेंडेमिक. और पेंडेमिक इट कैन बी spread all over the world. So an epidemic is derived from a Greek word which refers to upon or above the people, जो चीज लोगों से ज्यादा. When an epidemic goes out of control, it known as a pandemic. तो pandemic actually is a form of epidemic, but जब वो चीज कंट्रोल से बाहर चली जाए, कंट्रोल से ज्यादा हो जाए, तो we call that the pandemic. So if an epidemic covers many countries spreading through continents, it is likely to be a pandemic. There are different types of pandemics. So अगर कोई बीमारी एक मुल्क में, एक एरिया में खास में पाई जाए, the lots of people are being affected by that disease, we call it epidemic. मगर वही चीज, वही बीमारी अगर उस एरिया से निकलकर बाहर निकले, दूसरे कंट्रीज तक पहुंचाए, कॉन्टिनेंट तक पहुंचाए, तो उसको हम पेंडेमिक कहते हैं. So bubonic plague, cholera, influenza, so these are the form of epidemic. HIV, AIDS, COVID-19 are the most destructive global pandemics in the history of the world. So this is the latest virus, outbreak of the virus. So we call that disease the pandemics. Now we move further. We have both other terms, smog and the smoke. Though they look similar in pronunciation also, we'll see the details. So smoke is the term derived from two words, smoke and the fog. So it is actually the connection or combination of two words, smoke and the fog. Smoke is the collection of airborne particles and gases emitted when a material undergoes combustion. So when you are burning something and the material goes upward in the sky or in the space, we call it, this is the smoke. While smoke is the combination of two words. So when we have a smoke and the fog, smoke, it is kind of intense air pollution. Actually, smoke is the kind of pollution, air pollution. So most of the time you see on the top of the urban areas, on the cities, at the night time, at the evening time, there's a layer of gases, we call it the smoke. So the word smoke was coined in 20th century. Smoke is the air pollutants that reduce visibility. So when you have a smoke, it shorten your visibility. You can't see through many things clearly. So it is a resultant of urban pollution, as I told you. While the smoke, it is commonly an unwanted byproduct of fires, includes stoves, candles, internal combustion, and the engine. So once you are giving fire to something and it start to give or emit the gases or smoke, we call it the smoke. So this is the basic difference between smoke and the smoke. Now we have another term, sea and the ocean. So most of the time people are being interchangeably using these both words, sea and the ocean. Most of the people don't know their real meaning, but in reality they have also very little difference. So we'll see in details. The sea and the ocean are both large bodies of salt water. Both can be used in general sense, as we are being using them in generally. The ocean can be referred as the sea, but seas are not referred to as the ocean. So हम ये कर सकते हैं, when we are being using sea, ocean, we can say it's a sea. उसको हम sea कह सकते हैं, मगर हम ocean को sea नहीं कह सकते. So technically, all of the ocean and seas are connected to one another. So if you look at the location or geographical existence of both ocean, the sea, they all are connected. So sea is a small part of ocean and typically partially contained by area of the land. तो यहाँ पे क्या कह रहा है, जो sea है is part of the ocean and that sea is usually connected to the land area. यानी कि continent, वो continent के साथ connected होता है. While oceans are vast bodies of water that covers roughly 70% of Earth, and oceans are bigger than the seas, but they are not being connected with the land. So all seas are found in areas where the ocean and land meet. So wherever the ocean and the land meet, we find the sea. So most of the time we have an ocean. With the ocean we have a seas, and seas are the connection are connection with the land area. The 5 oceans of Earth are in reality one large interconnected water body. So we have a 5 oceans like Pacific, Atlantic, Arctic, Indian, and Southern Ocean. They are actually connected to each other. There's no border between among these water bodies. While the seas, we have a Mediterranean Sea, we have a Caribbean Sea, we have South China Sea. So in nutshell, sea is smaller than the ocean, and seas are connected to the land area, while oceans are bigger than the seas and they are not connected with the land area. So you can see here, this is the Indian Ocean, and this is the Red Sea. So these are the seas. Look at, they are connected with the land areas. So they are connected with the land area, while these are the ocean, they are not connected with the land areas. And now another term, lemon and the lime. So they both are the citrus fruits and are small and oblong in shape with a thick peel. So they have a peel, they have a skin, thick skin. The fruit is sour and contains seeds. तो इसकी जो टेस्ट होती है, something like a sour, तिरछा होता है, and they also contain the seeds. उसमें seeds भी होते हैं. So both lemon and lime are good source of vitamin C because they are so they are usually used along the other fruits instead of eating alone. They are the rich source of the vitamin C. तो in lemon और lime में vitamin C ज़्यादा होता है और उनका टेस्ट तरशा होता है. Most of the time they are being used with other food. They are not directly taken. यानी कि वो सीधा सीधा नहीं खाते उसको, we use somewhere. So lime are slightly smaller than the lemon. So एक तो उसकी खासियत ये है कि जो lime होता है it's smaller than the lemon. So we'll go further in the details. So a lemon is a sour yellow citrus fruit. They are eatable. Lemon juice or zest of lemon peel can be used in recipes and lemonade. Lemons are also used in making furniture polish and creating cosmetics. It grows on small thorny trees, especially in California and Italy. So lemon actually is it has a variety of uses. So sometimes we use directly or being used with other foods, and we also make the lemonade. And this lemon juice also been used in the furniture polish or creating cosmetics. उसमें भी उसका use होता है. So lemon, it has been grown in small trees, thorny trees. उनमें and mostly in the California or Italy or California में ये ज़्यादा होते हैं. Lime is a sour green citrus fruit. They are edible. Lime is a juice used in recipes and lemonade. A slice of lime can also be used as a garnish. So what we are going to, ये क्या कह रहा है कि जो lemon होता है, जो lime होता है, it has a greenish color and it's smaller than the lemon. यानी lemon से वो उसकी size कम होती है and it is a green color. And most of the time it is being used with the different recipes and it's been used with garnish. So जब हम decorate करते हैं, when we produce something, any food item, and we use these limes for the decoration to make it more beautiful to serve the people. So lime grows on small thorny trees. Now we have another term, mouse versus the rat. Mice and rat are similar in description but are different genetically. Rats tend to be considerably larger than the mice. Rats are known for transmitting human disease, whereas mice are more benign and are even kept as the pets. तो यहाँ पे क्या कर रहा है, जो mice होते हैं, they are larger than the rats. Rats tend to be considerably larger than the mice. Rats are known for transmitting. Rats जो होते हैं वो यानी कि बीमारी फैला सकते हैं, while mice जो होते हैं we can keep them at our houses. हम उसको घर में रख सकते हैं as a pets, छोटे जानवरों की तरह. So both have a higher rates of reproduction and are omnivorous, गोश्त खाते हैं, and in certain cultures both mice and rats are eaten by humans. So कहीं पे they are being directly taken or being eaten by the human being. So we'll go in more further details. A mouse is a small rodent with point out snout and elongated body and a long hairless tail. जो mouse होता है, so it has a long tail, यानी कि पूंछ उसकी बहुत बड़ी होती है. It is a long tail and it is hairy and it is bigger in size than the mice. While rat is a rodent with a point out snout, an elongated body and a long hairless tail. So it has also tail, but it is a hairless. So there are many different species of rat that live various habitats all over the world. So they are able to burrow deeply in the ground. They can go inside the earth. They can go inside the earth. जमीन के बहुत अंदर जा सकते हैं. And there are some people who keep rats as the pets, but they are not popular pets. बहुत सारे लोग इन जानवरों को पालते हैं, इन rats को पालते हैं, मगर they are still not be popular. So फर्क क्या है माउस और रेट में? माउस बड़ा होता है, उसकी बड़ी पूंछ होती है. They are more hairs on their body, while rat is smaller than the mouse. और उसकी जो पूंछ होती है उस पे hairs कम होते हैं. And most people they like to keep them at their houses as a pets. And now it comes to the ice and the snow. Ice is a word for a solid form of water, regardless of how and where it formed or how the water molecules are stuck together. So what does it mean by ice? Ice is a solid form of the water, while snow is the word for precipitation that falls as a frozen water. If the water forms crystal, so you get the snowflakes. अब फर्क क्या है यहाँ पे? जो ice होता है, it mostly been made at the ground, वो जमीन पे बनता है. It has a always have a climatical condition. जब temperature कम हो जाता है, जो पानी होता है, the water which is being at the surface of it, it converts into the ice in the solid form. So we call that the ice. So ice is made when winds are cool and freezing, which makes the normal liquid water into solid or frozen ice. तो तो यहाँ पे क्या है, जो आइस होता है वो जमीन पे बनता है. सो व्हेन वी हैव अ डिफरेंट क्लाइमेटिक कंडीशन, यानी कि अगर पानी पहले से मौजूद होता है एंड वी हैव अ कोल्ड टेम्परेचर, दैट वाटर विल कन्वर्ट इनटू द आइस. व्हाइल द स्नो इज अ प्रेसिपिटेशन, फॉर्म ऑफ प्रेसिपिटेशन, यानी कि वो आसमान से आता है, ऊपर स्काई से आता है, एंड द रीच सरफेस ऑफ अर्थ इन द फॉर्म ऑफ स्नोफ्लेक्स. वो भी होता एक्चुअली स्नोफ्लेक्स होते हैं, होता ड्रॉप्स हैं, मगर जो जमीन तक पहुंचने से पहले दे कन्वर्ट इनटू द स्नो, पहुंचने से पहले वो स्नो में कन्वर्ट हो जाते हैं. सो snow on the other hand is a natural due to climatic condition. It is not formed by any wind. It falls naturally and in a tiny unnoticed pieces. So it is comes out coming down from the sky, while the ice is formed at the ground. So another description is that is ice can be made artificially by anyone. So we can make the ice artificially or manually, while snow cannot be made artificially. It is natural, which comes from the sky. So this is the basic difference between ice and the snow. Now we have another term, fission and the fusion. Nuclear fission and nuclear fusion are both energy releasing reaction that comes from high powered atomic bonds between particles or nucleus. Fission is the splitting of nucleus, where fusion is the joining of two nucleus. So jab when we combine together two nucleus, we call that the fusion, and when we are splitting two nucleus into two parts, we call that the fission. तो fission और fusion में फर्क क्या है, जब हम एटम्स को आपस में मिलाएंगे तो हम उनको उस प्रोसेस को कहेंगे फ्यूजन, और जब हम उनको तोड़ेंगे, उसको ब्रेक डाउन करेंगे, हम उसको कहेंगे fission. So fission requires considerably less energy than the fusion to carry out, but also release less energy than fusion. So both are used in nuclear weaponry. Fission refer to splitting, जैसे मैंने बताया, जब हम उसको तोड़ते हैं तो उसको हम fission कहते हैं, fusion में हम आपस में मिलाते हैं उसको. Nuclear fission creates many radioactive particles. It is the source of energy for atomic bombs. तो जब हम atomic bomb बनाते हैं तो हम fission use करते हैं. This process has been used, while nuclear fusion is source of energy for the hydrogen bomb. So it is in the experimental stage of energy production. तो जब हम हाइड्रोजन बॉम्ब बनाते हैं तो फ्यूजन प्रोसेस करते हैं, जब हम एटॉमिक बॉम्ब बनाते हैं तो फ्यूजन प्रोसेस करते हैं. I hope you understood that what does mean by the fission and the fusion. So we have another term, peninsula and the island. So we'll see the details. So peninsula, it is covered by water from only three sides. So we have any object which is being covered by water from three sides, we call the peninsula. कोई ऐसी चीज जिसके तीन तरफ से पानी हो उसको हम peninsula कहते हैं, जबकि island हम उसको कहते हैं which is covered by water by all sides from its all direction, तो उसको हम island कहते हैं. It is connected to the mainland. Peninsula जो होता है वो जमीन के साथ connected होता है, जो land area उसके साथ connected होता है, while islands are not being connected to the main land area. It is been in isolation. It is a significant size, यानी जो peninsula वो बड़ा होता है, while the island size can be changeable. It can be small or the big. One can travel to the peninsula using land, water or air means of the transport. तो जब आप किसी peninsula पर जाएंगे तो you can use any form of the transport like land, water or the air transport. But while when you are going to the island, so you have to just take the air flights, you have to take the air form, यानी कि सिर्फ आप हवाई सफर कर सकते हैं to reach that object. So there's no means of land transportation because these are not connected to the land area. तो आपको you have to travel through by air to reach these objects. So peninsula is a 7 types. So headland, cape, bill, point, split, fork, and promontory. We are not going to discuss in detail the the shape of the peninsula, while islands had two types, oceanic and the continental. We have another term which is called hill and the mountain. So hill or and the mountain are geographic formation producing to an elevated level than surrounding landscape in the earth's geography. So both hill and mountains are altitudinal objects जिनको height होती है, जो निकले होते हैं, जो ऊपर होते हैं. So if you compare from the sea level, so even though some consider hill and mountain is different, there's no such distinct difference between hill and mountain. Some people they feel that there is a difference between hill and mountain. हाँ, अगर आप इनके स्ट्रक्चर जो देखेंगे तो इनका स्ट्रक्चर एक जैसा है, मगर there's no wide difference between hill and the mountain. However, in general sense, a hill is easier to climb, क्योंकि hill जो है ना वो कम होती है in terms of size and steepness than the mountain. So हम देखेंगे उसको क्या है आगे. Hill is a naturally raised area of land or landform that extend above the surrounding terrain. Similar to the mountains, but the hill is smaller than the mountain. So in United States and the United Kingdom, in the past, it was defined that anything which is less than 1,000 feet, they call that the hill, and anything which is above the 1,000 feet, it was called the mountain. But both these definition and measurements were abrogated, I mean left out by both countries in 20th century. Now there's no more any measurement unit for the hill and the mountain. It used to be in the past that वो ऐसा ऑब्जेक्ट जिसकी हाइट 1000 फीट से ज्यादा हो उसको हम हिल, कम हो उसको हम हिल कहते हैं, और अगर 1000 से ज्यादा हो तो उसको हम माउंटेन कहते हैं. तो having a low altitude and elevation usually less than, ये आपको by your feeling, by guessing that hill has a low altitude and elevation, और mountains की elevation भी ज्यादा होती है, उसकी steepness भी ज्यादा होती है. So less steep and easy to climb, while it's sometimes it's been hard, difficult to climb on the mountains. Now we have another term, dietitian and the nutritionist. Dietitian and nutritionist. Sometimes we have been confused and we use them simultaneously. So dietitians and nutritionists are both health professionals who deals with food, treat mainly diet related to non-communicable communicable disease and condition by educating and giving practical advice to the client and patients. दोनों का काम एक ही है कि they give advice to the people by giving information about the food. तो इनका काम क्या है कि through food they diagnose the people and they cure the people through food. So both are the the expert professional health professionals. So dietitian is one and the only nutrition professional to regulate by law, and it is directed by an ethical code. तो जो dietitian होता है उनकी जो requirement होती है, it is being done by the law and they are being bound by the law, and they have also ethical code. While nutritionists are the healthcare professional who help people achieve optimal health by providing information and advice about health and food and the choices. यहाँ पे law की implementation होती है because dietitian works under some regulation in the law and they are being hired by the government, while nutritionists they also have some sort of legal obligation, but they are free from these legal bindings. So they also give advice and information on health related issues. Dietitians are familiar with biochemistry, physiology, and applied science and research methods which support nutrition and diets. यहाँ पे nutrition, anyone can be expert in human nutrition field, while they are qualified in a number of fields, including nutrition, food science, and public health. The dietitian, they mainly work in national hospitals and in private clinics. They can also work in food industry, catering, education, sports, and the media. Dietitian कहीं भी काम कर सकते हैं, but most of the time they work national hospital and private clinics. ये जो nutritionist हैं, they can work anywhere. They can have also their own clinics. वहाँ पे भी काम कर सकते हैं. They also can work with the collaboration in any industry, any company. कहीं किसी के साथ भी वो काम कर सकते हैं to give them the advice. In some countries, dietitians are legally able to recommend and administer drugs such as insulin, phosphate binders. While nutrition, they are not able to prescribe drugs or recommended diet plan for acutely ill hospital patients. तो अगर कोई ऐसा patient है, so he or she has some sort of disease, so जो nutritionist है, he or she doesn't have a permission to write something, to write or recommend some drugs, while dietitian उनको ये right है कि वो यानी कि कोई दवा कोई ऐसी लिख सकते हैं फॉर द बेटरमेंट और फॉर द क्योर ऑफ दैट डिसीज. सो दिस इज द बेसिक what is a difference between the dietitian and the nutritionist. So thank you very much for the watching. So if you like my videos, please like, share and subscribe this channel for more videos. So till then, take care of yourself. See you soon.